by the Grouchy gardener, who I'm excited to have as part of our show today. And 49811, you're going to get 6 of these. So I don't know about you guys, but I love planting. I'm always going, is there enough water? Isn't there enough water? So we're going to make sure that it's like an insurance policy for your plants. $18.98 because it is a pre-season garden price. That price will go away at the end of the day. Let me introduce you to a new guest to me. He is the co-creator of the Cultimate Father, the Grouchy gardener, and he's got a great accent. Hi, Joe.
Hi, how you doing?
Welcome. So nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Pleasure. Grouchy gardeners from across the pond. Can I say that?
My father's a landscape gardener. He has been 35 years, and he's been nowadays solving those little problems that make gardeners a little bit unhappy. Yes. And one thing he was sick to death of was his hanging baskets or his pot plants drying out in the sun or were getting really hot soil. And I'll show you how these work if you'd really like.
Oh, I would love that, please.
So one of the problems we had really was with our hanging baskets, and when we do get a little bit of sun in England, our hanging baskets dry out straight away. And so we water them, and that's great. But eventually, water starts to get everywhere. We get wet feet. The water doesn't penetrate.
So you know what happens to me? The water runs down my arm for some reason. And then I'm either watering it, and I turn around, and the whole thing goes, and then soil's flying all over the place. Brilliant. It just is not easy
So what we do is we plant a Plantwell into a hanging basket, and if you can see the little Plantwell here, there, just right there itself, we just water directly down into the Plantwell, and that waters to a plant's roots. So it keeps the plant nice and happy. And if you notice, there's no water going everywhere.
Yeah. And now the soil hasn't gone everywhere. Now the plant is rooted or watered properly from the root. This is what you're getting.
Exactly.
A set of 6 of these are absolutely reusable. You can buy more than one set. In my brain, I was sitting here thinking, if I add the shipping and handling, these are about, and if I did this wrong, then you guys tell me, they're about $4 a piece. Here again, if you're putting together a garden basket to give to someone, if you want to buy that second set, because you talked about hanging plants.
Exactly.
But Joe, would your dad say we were fine if we were doing any kind of container plants or a tree?
Container planting, indoors and outdoors. We've got a lovely indoor plant here, and all you do is you plant and you water down the spout. And we've got what's called a split hanging basket here.
Yeah, so you could actually show everybody what's happening.
So we've got, you want to keep your roots of your plant down here. That's where they're going to be happiest.
Yes.
Plants are like teenagers, they're full of hormones, and we need to keep them happy. And if you can see here, I can actually water the plant well itself, and eventually it'll start to fill up.
You see that?
And you see the water just flying out, and that's where it'll water the plant and keep it really, really happy and content.
So instead of watering from the top, and sometimes all we get is the top, and then that's why it's always dry, now it keeps the soil properly.
Well, with your hanging baskets, this can dry out, or you water on top, it can evaporate, or water may penetrate to here, but this actually will keep the roots down here. If the roots start to grow up, plants become smaller, they start to die, but you can pour water directly, but also you can use your flower food, your flower power, everything down there. So you can put them in and you can actually water down there. Or if you see the indoor basket here itself, this is a big bloomer. We've had a hanging basket, well, a pot plant for a while now, and if they come right into here, there's actually a little Plantwell in there itself, and all I've got to do is actually just water.
And you know, it's green,
directly to the roots.
You don't really see it. That's one of the nice things. We actually have some animation, if you don't mind, Joe, and this will explain to everybody what's going on.
Well, it's a very, very simple device. Plant your Plantwell in your basket, your hanging basket, water down into the middle, make your plants happier, make them grow. And that is the best, most simple way to do things.
So when I'm planting my basket, I'm going to take my Plantwell, and you get 6 of them. Many of you are ordering more than one because you probably have the same frustration that I do. And there's, you know, you spend so much money and you spend your time and your passion putting these things together. So there you can see, you angle your Plantwell in, you put your soil in.
That's my actual father himself. You put your soil in, you put your plant Plantwell in, you plant around it,
How,
and then...
does it have to go down on an angle? Does it go
No,
down
it can be
straight?
straight angles,
Okay.
however you prefer to do it.
Okay.
And the good thing about these are reusable year after year after year, and that's the
Good
best thing about them.
investment.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a brilliant investment because plants are expensive.
Yes, exactly. Plus, it's frustrating if they're dying and if it just. This is a great investment. This is sort of that insurance policy for all of your hard work and those plants and the money that you spend. Set of 6, if I add the shipping and handling, they're about $4 a piece. That price goes away at the end of the day. Joe, tell your dad we love his idea and I hope you'll bring us
Thank
more,
you.
please.
I will do.
You're always
Take care.
welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Well, our dirty little digger is coming up. Yep, I called it the dirty little digger.